Ever wonder how much AI is actually impacting like economics and stuff? It's crazy. Algorithms are already making economic decisions faster than we can even understand them.
Yeah, and we're not just talking about some fancy new tools here. This is like a fundamental shift. AI and data science are changing how economic landscapes are built.
So no more like econ textbooks for us today.
Yes.
We're going straight to the source.
Yeah, we're going to be dissecting like all the latest findings on AI predicting stock trends, the data science tools analysts are actually using, and how all this is going to shake up the job market.
Okay, so first can we like unpack how AI is becoming like the brainy economist in the room making decisions at a speed that would leave most humans totally baffled?
Think about it. Economists used to spend weeks, even months, poring over data, just trying to predict recessions. And now algorithms can analyze huge data sets and identify those warning signs way earlier and more accurately.
So it's like an early warning system.
Exactly.
But how does AI pull this off?
It's all about machine learning. You know those Netflix recommendations everyone's familiar with? Well, similar models are being used to crunch economic data and forecast market movements.
Okay, so it's data-driven prediction.
Hmm.
But how does AI even get access to all that data in the first place?
Remember all that talk about data is the new oil. It's even bigger. Data is the entire energy sector. Raw data by itself isn't very useful. It needs to be refined and processed to make it valuable.
Oh.
That's where data science comes in.
So it's not just about having a lot of data, it's about knowing how to use it effectively.
Precisely. Data science tools make economic analysis faster, more efficient, and a whole lot more powerful. Instead of manually combing through spreadsheets for hours, analysts are using tools like natural language processing, or NLP.
NLP? That sounds familiar.
Yeah,
Isn't that what helps those virtual assistants understand what we're saying?
that's one application. But in economics, NLP is being used to analyze text-based information like financial reports, news articles, and even social media posts to understand what's happening in the markets.
Wait, they're analyzing tweets to figure out the economic mood? That seems a bit unconventional.
It might sound unusual, but think about it. Traditional indicators like consumer confidence surveys only give you a snapshot in time. NLP allows economists to constantly track sentiment and gauge how people are feeling about the economy in real time.
It's like having a live feed of the economic heartbeat. Okay, so AI is predicting trends, data science is powering the analysis, but what about all the new stuff?
You're talking about digital innovation. This is where all the truly groundbreaking economic experiments are happening, things like blockchain and fintech.
Right, the buzzwords everyone throws around.
Yeah.
But can you break those down?
Sure, most people associate blockchain with cryptocurrency like Bitcoin, but it has far wider implications. Imagine a system where every transaction, every agreement is recorded on a secure, transparent ledger that can't be tampered with. That's blockchain.
So no more shady dealings, everything's out in the open.
Right.
Sounds like a dream for auditors.
Definitely.
But what about fintech? Is that just like a fancy name for online banking?
It's much more than that. Fintech is revolutionizing how we access financial services, from investing and lending to insurance. Think robo-advisors that tailor investment strategies based on your individual needs, or peer-to-peer lending platforms that cut out the traditional banks.
So it's about making finance accessible for everyone, not just the wealthy elite. That's a game changer.
Absolutely. Fintech is disrupting the old financial models and empowering individuals to take control of their finances in ways we haven't seen before. But all this innovation comes with a price.
You're talking about jobs, right? What happens when the robots take over?
It's not as simple as robots replacing humans. While some jobs will inevitably be automated, AI is also driving the creation of new jobs and industries.
Right. Our sources suggest that it's less about replacing jobs entirely and more about changing the nature of work.
Exactly. Think about the growing gig economy and platform-based work, app-based ride-sharing and delivery services, freelance platforms, online businesses. These are all creating new income-generating opportunities.
So while some jobs disappear, others emerge. But does that mean everyone needs to become like a programmer or data scientist?
Not necessarily. The key is adaptability and lifelong learning. As AI takes over routine tasks, skills like critical thinking, problem solving, and creativity become even more valuable.
It's not just about learning to code. It's about learning how to think and adapt in a world where change is constant.
Exactly. And it's not just businesses and individuals that need to adapt. Governments are also grappling with how to navigate this AI-driven economic revolution.
So how are governments using AI to shape the economic landscape? Are they just playing catch-up, or are they actively involved in shaping this new world?
They're actually using data and AI in some pretty surprising ways, moving away from traditional economic models and gut instincts to make more informed decisions.
Could you give us some concrete examples?
Think about something as complex as tax evasion. Governments are using sophisticated algorithms to analyze financial data and identify potential tax evaders in real time.
But no more hiding money in offshore accounts.
Right.
That's got to make some people nervous.
It's about leveling the playing field and ensuring that everyone contributes their fair share. AI is also being used to optimize public spending, identifying areas of inefficiency and waste, and allocating resources more effectively.
It sounds like AI is giving governments a powerful tool to make better decisions, but it also raises concerns about potential misuse.
That's why transparency and accountability are crucial. We need to ensure that these powerful tools are used ethically and responsibly, and that the benefits are shared by everyone, not just a select few.
It sounds like we're moving towards a more complex and interconnected global economy, but how exactly is digital innovation connecting the dots across borders?
Think about the rise of e-commerce. Businesses, no matter how small, can now reach customers across the globe. Digital currencies and blockchain are revolutionizing international trade and finance, making cross-border transactions faster, cheaper, and more secure.
So we're talking about a truly global marketplace where geographical boundaries become less relevant. That's exciting, but it also sounds a bit daunting.
Of course, there are challenges. Cybersecurity is a major concern as we become more reliant on digital systems. Data privacy is another issue, as the collection and use of personal information raises ethical and legal questions.
And let's not forget about the need for global cooperation to
Exactly.
manage this digital transformation.
We need to work together to establish common standards and frameworks for the development and use of AI to ensure that this technology is used for the benefit of all humanity.
So it's not just about the tech itself, it's about how we manage the transition to this new AI-driven world.
Precisely. We need to adapt our thinking, our policies, and our institutions to harness the power of AI while mitigating the risks. It's a collective effort that requires open dialogue, collaboration, and a shared vision for the future.
Well said. We've covered a lot of ground here, from AI's role in economic decision-making to the challenges and opportunities of a digitally connected world. But we're just scratching the surface.
Stay tuned for part 2 of our deep dive, where we'll explore the human impact of this economic revolution, the role of government in shaping the future of AI, and the bigger picture of how all of this is transforming our understanding of economics as a discipline. Welcome back to our deep dive into AI and economics.
As we were talking about all these AI-powered tools and algorithms, I started thinking about the human side of this whole economic revolution. What does it actually mean for everyday people like you and me?
It's a crucial question. It's easy to get caught up in all the technical details and lose sight of the human impact. But the reality is that this AI-driven economic shift is already changing our lives in ways we might not even notice.
So besides the potential job market shifts, what are some other concrete examples?
Think about something as simple as getting financial advice. Traditionally, you'd go to a financial advisor, pay hefty fees, and just hope they had your best interests at heart. Now with robo-advisors, you can get personalized investment advice tailored to your individual needs and risk tolerance, all powered by AI.
So it's like having a personal financial advisor in your pocket, minus the fees. That's pretty amazing.
Exactly. And AI is also making everyday transactions more seamless and efficient. Imagine walking into a store, grabbing what you need, and walking out without ever having to stop at a checkout line.
Wait, is that even possible? It sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie.
It's already happening. Some stores are using AI-powered cameras and sensors to track purchases and automatically charge customers' accounts as they leave. No more waiting in line, no more fumbling with cash or cards.
That's incredible. It's like the future of shopping.
Hmm.
But all this automation and data collection, it makes you wonder about privacy and security. Are we trading convenience for control over our data?
It's a valid point.
Yeah.
As AI becomes more integrated into our lives, it's crucial to have safeguards in place to protect personal data and ensure that it's used responsibly and ethically.
Our sources talk a lot about the need for transparency and accountability.
Absolutely. We need clear regulations and ethical frameworks to guide the development and use of AI in economics, just like we have regulations for other industries that impact our lives.
It's about striking that balance between fostering innovation and protecting individual rights and freedoms.
Exactly. And it's not just about setting rules, it's also about fostering a culture of responsibility and ethical awareness among developers, businesses, and policymakers.
So it's not just about the tech itself, it's about the human choices we make about how to use it.
Precisely. We can't just hand over the reins of the economy to algorithms and wash our hands of responsibility. Human intuition, ethical considerations, and critical thinking are more important than ever in this age of AI.
It's about using AI as a tool to help us, not replace us.
That's a crucial distinction. AI can help us make better decisions, but it shouldn't make those decisions for us. We need to stay in the driver's seat.
So how do we ensure that happens? What role do governments play in shaping this AI-driven economic revolution?
Governments have a critical role to play in fostering an environment that supports innovation while also addressing the potential challenges.
Our sources suggest that education and workforce development are key.
Absolutely. We need to equip our workforce with the skills they need to thrive in this rapidly evolving economy. That means investing in STEM education, promoting digital literacy, and providing opportunities for lifelong learning.
It's about preparing people for the jobs of the future, many of which haven't even been invented yet.
Exactly. And it's not just about technical skills. We also need to focus on developing critical thinking, problem solving, and adaptability skills that are essential for navigating a world where change is constant.
Governments also have a responsibility to ensure that the benefits of AI are shared broadly, not just concentrated in the hands of a few.
Absolutely. We need policies that promote inclusivity, address income inequality, and support those who may be displaced by automation. It's about using AI to create a more just and equitable society, not exacerbate existing inequalities.
That raises the question of social safety nets. How do we provide for those whose jobs are automated away?
There's growing debate around the concept of a universal basic income, where every citizen receives a guaranteed minimum income regardless of their employment status. It's a radical idea, but one that's gaining traction as a way to address potential job displacement caused by automation.
It would be a huge shift in how we think about work and income, but wouldn't it discourage people from working altogether?
That's a common concern, but some argue that a basic income would actually free people to pursue more meaningful work, start businesses, or contribute to society in new ways. It's a complex issue with no easy answers, but it's a conversation we need to have.
So we've talked about the impact on individuals, the role of government, but what about the global picture? How do we ensure that AI is used responsibly on an international scale?
In a globalized economy, international cooperation is crucial. Countries need to work together to establish common standards and frameworks for the development and use of AI.
So it's about preventing a race to the bottom, where countries cut corners on ethical considerations just to gain a competitive advantage.
Exactly. It's about ensuring that AI is used for the benefit of all humankind, not just for the advancement of individual nations or corporations. It's about recognizing that the challenges and opportunities presented by AI are global in nature and require a coordinated global response.
Okay, so we've covered the human impact, the role of government, the need for global cooperation. But what about economics itself? How is AI changing the field as a discipline?
That's where things get really fascinating. Traditionally, economics has relied heavily on mathematical models and statistical analysis to understand how economies work.
But those models are often based on simplified assumptions about human behavior.
Exactly. And that's where AI comes in. AI is challenging those assumptions and limitations by processing vast amounts of data, identifying complex patterns, and making predictions with a level of accuracy that was previously unimaginable.
So it's like AI is forcing economists to rethink their approach, to move beyond simplified models and embrace the complexity of the real world.
Precisely, AI is helping economists delve deeper into the nuances of human behavior, understand the interconnectedness of global markets, and develop more accurate and responsive economic policies.
It sounds like AI is both a challenge and an opportunity for economists.
Absolutely. It's an exciting time to be an economist as the field is being transformed by the power of AI. It's a time of great opportunity, but also great responsibility.
It's up to us to ensure that AI is used wisely and ethically to create a more prosperous and equitable future for all. But how do we even begin to envision that future? What are some of the potential scenarios that lie ahead?
That's a great question, and it's one we'll explore in the final part of our deep dive. We'll examine the potential risks and rewards of this AI-driven economic revolution and consider the choices we face as we navigate this uncharted territory.
Stay tuned for part 3, where we'll delve even deeper into the exciting and unpredictable world of AI and economics. Welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into AI and economics. So much to think about, right? Like, how will this whole AI revolution actually reshape the economic landscape? Will it be like a utopia, or will it create like even bigger problems?
It's the million-dollar question, isn't it? I mean, will it lead to a world of abundance and prosperity for everyone, or will it widen the gap, between the haves and the have-nots, creating new challenges we haven't even considered?
Okay, let's start with the optimistic view. Our sources paint this picture of AI creating like this era of crazy efficiency, where resources are used perfectly, production is streamlined, and waste is practically eliminated.
Imagine like supply chains that just adapt seamlessly to changing demands,
Wow.
where personalized healthcare is readily available thanks to AI-powered diagnostics, and where renewable energy sources are managed so intelligently that we can ensure a sustainable future.
It's a future where technology helps everyone, creating new opportunities for wealth creation and improving like living standards across the board. But let's be realistic. There are some potential downsides we can't ignore, right?
Absolutely. One of the biggest concerns is the impact on the job market. What happens when automation like displaces entire categories of jobs, leaving millions of people without a source of income?
It's a valid concern and one that we need to address proactively. Our sources emphasize that the transition to an AI-driven economy will require significant investments in education retraining and social safety nets to ensure that no one is left behind.
And it's not just about teaching people how to code. It's about fostering adaptability and critical thinking skills that will be valuable in any field regardless of how technology evolves.
So it's about preparing people not just for specific jobs, but for a future where the very nature of work is like constantly changing.
Exactly. Another potential challenge is the concentration of power. What happens if the control over these powerful AI systems ends up in the hands of just a few large corporations or governments?
Yeah, it's a scenario that could lead to like increased inequality, reduced competition, and potentially even the erosion of democratic values. It sounds like we're walking a tightrope here.
Yeah, we need to think carefully about how to govern AI, how to ensure transparency and accountability, and how to prevent the misuse of this powerful technology. It's not just a technological challenge, it's a societal one.
One solution that's being discussed is the concept of a universal basic income, where everyone receives a guaranteed minimum income, regardless of whether they're employed. Could that help mitigate the potential job losses from automation?
It's an idea that's gaining traction, but it's not without its critics. Some argue that it would disincentivize work and lead to economic stagnation. Others see it as a necessary safety net in a world where traditional jobs are becoming increasingly scarce.
It's a complex issue with no easy answers, but it highlights the need to rethink our assumptions about work and income in this new economic landscape.
Another possibility is the rise of decentralized, community-based economic models. Imagine a world where local communities use AI and blockchain technology to manage their own resources, create their own currencies, and build more resilient and sustainable economies.
It's a future where power shifts away from large institutions and back into the hands of individuals and communities. It's a vision of a more equitable and democratic economy, but is it realistic?
Whether these alternative models become mainstream or not, the future of AI and economics is ultimately a story that's still being written. The choices we make today will determine the direction we take and the kind of world we create.
So what does this all mean for like our listeners?
It means being informed, being engaged, and being part of the conversation. It's not just about understanding the tech, it's about understanding the implications and shaping the future we want.
It means asking tough questions,
Right.
challenging assumptions, and demanding that AI be used ethically and responsibly.
Mm.
It means embracing the potential of this technology to create a better world while also being mindful of the risks and challenges.
We've explored the potential of AI to revolutionize everything from financial markets to government policy, but we've also highlighted the potential pitfalls. It's clear that this technology is a powerful tool, but like any tool, it can be used for good or for ill.
The future of economics is not predetermined. It's up to us to shape it. By understanding the complexities of AI and its potential impact on our lives, we can make informed choices that lead to a more prosperous, equitable, and sustainable future for everyone.
Exactly. And on that note, we come to the end of our deep dive into AI and economics. We've covered a lot of ground, from the nuts and bolts of AI algorithms to the grand visions of a future transformed by technology.
We hope this journey has been informative, thought-provoking, and maybe even a little bit inspiring. As we navigate this like uncharted territory, one question remains. With AI increasingly capable of making complex economic decisions, what role will human intuition, creativity, and ethical considerations play in shaping the future of our economic systems?
It's a question worth pondering and one that we encourage you to continue exploring long after this deep dive is over. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for listening.